word out of here. So hey y'all, this is Josh Kaiser. Before you get the F out of here, make sure you tune in to the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Schreiber. Go back to how we were before. She said the F word.
Welcome to the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Schreiber, brought to you by Arlo Revolution. Each week, Aaron connects melodies and memories with fans and artists from all genres of life. When all else in life is gone, only music will be left to leave the legacy of life's adventures. Please welcome your host for the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, Aaron Schreiber.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's gonna be a good one tonight. I am excited. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. It's been an awesome day so far. I got a lot of work done. I put on Twitter a little bit ago. I sent out 20 emails today on a Sunday. So we'll see what happens today. And I'm already 1 for 20 back. So
it'll be exciting.
Yeah, the first one back's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's right like 2 days before my 40th birthday. We got a good one. So excited. So, all right, guys, we're going to give it a quick second. If you guys are in the chat, let us know how it's sounding on your end. We're going to test out the volume here. We got a little bit of a delay, so we're kind of killing some time. Sound all right? Or
yeah, I think we're good.
Let's see.
Yeah, we're good to go.
I think sounds good on my end. All right. All right. Hello. I don't know what, that just like ran all the way together. Great way to start tonight. This is going to be a good one. Hold on.
Oh, I love Sunday
I'm excited.
shows.
Sunday shows are fun. So we got back-to-back shows this week too. So
yeah,
hey, it's gonna be fun. All right. Hello and welcome everyone to season 5 of the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, a place where we connect melodies to memories. I'm your host, Aaron Schreiber.
And I'm your co-host, Jillian Schreiber.
Our mission tonight is to provide a platform for motivated singers-songwriters, passionate fans, or someone who's making a difference in and around the music community. We hope everyone listening leaves inspired with a positive outlook on life and begins connecting their own melodies to memories. Tonight we are presented by our good friends at Arlo Revolution, cinematic wedding films, music videos, promos. Find them at arlorevolution.com. One tree planted. For every 1,000 downloads of the show, we plant a tree with one tree planted. Download the show on your favorite podcast app today. And then pod decks. Pod decks are the hottest tool to get your next great interview. Unique interview questions in the palm of your hands. We'll get to pull a couple cards later on in the show. It's always exciting when kind of involve pod decks in the show. I like that part of the show. And our on-screen sponsors tonight, Art on a Higher Wire by Joel, original and custom artwork inspired by your life moments, treasured photos and memories, and Shed Services. At Shed Services, we offer a full range of maintenance services depending on your needs. Find them at shedservices.com. If you enjoy listening and are looking for ways to support or sponsor Gainin Fast on Memphis, then please head over to our Patreon page. Tiers are just $1, and when you sign up for a full year, you get 2 months free. If Patreon is something you can't do at the time, the next best way to support the show is to like, share, review, and subscribe anywhere you find the show. And if you're listening to this on a streaming platform, please click that rate button and help us out with a 5-star review. And remember, join us live every Monday night or some Sundays at 7 p.m. Central on Facebook and YouTube, where you can interact live with the show. It's fun, man. You can be asking questions. Anything I see in the chat, I normally kind of throw up on the screen. So come join us live. It's always a good time. Interact with your favorite guest. Visit our website, GainingFastOnMemphis.com, for concert reviews, playlist links, everything you need, catch up on a bunch of good stuff. We do thank all of our sponsors for continued support and growth of the show. It's some great things going on. So going to be in our good year. So just brought a couple new people on.
Just expanded our team, so that's exciting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what
Bailey and Tyler,
what they bring.
Oh boy, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be kind of getting the gears moving soon. And it's cool because Bailey comes in from Colorado, so we gets a little out west a little bit too. So get a little reach out there. But hey, without further ado, we're gonna jump into tonight's show because I am super excited. I've been pumped for this one for a little while. But tonight we welcome in a couple of Windy City Joes for episode 121. Jackson and Michael launched the Windy City Joes podcast last year. The show is based around some of Chicago's most treasured venues and the artists that come through them, and we are honored to discuss all the melodies and memories that have made up their journey and into their show. So we're going to welcome Jackson and Michael on.
Hey, guys.
What's up, guys?
Hey, what is going on?
How you guys doing tonight?
You guys are so much more like you guys have your shit together so much more than we do when it comes to like bringing on guests and just.
We were sitting here and I was like, oh my god, this is so professional. We were like,
Aaron has it planned to a T.
Yeah,
like
there's a lot of editing too at the end.
lots of hand signals in the background.
I figured the more I could do live and put it together, the least I got to do on the editing side of things. So
yeah,
it works out.
No, absolutely. We are so happy to be here. Thank you guys for having us.
Dude,
Yeah, awesome. We're excited.
I'm excited. I've been looking forward to. So I know we've been talking back and forth for a while to have this on, but I'm excited because it's about time that all these awesome venues that Ed started just kind of just way from scratch, way years ago with Joe's, has a voice. So it's really cool because a lot of good acts come through these venues. So and to be given these venues a voice now to reach some even more people that wonder, hey, what's going on over at Joe's? So it's cool that you guys are doing something like that. But before we get into all that, I want to throw it back, man. I always ask everybody the same question. I want your earliest music memory that you guys have. Maybe what you're listening to growing up around the house, your parents, just something that you connected, and then your first concert experience you ever had.
Ooh, so I can even.
All you, boo boo.
Okay, cool. So my first concert experience was Alan Jackson. My parents took me when I was young. I was like probably like 7 or 8. So it was like the first time I'd ever seen like an actual concert live. And then so already right off the bat country. And then I grew up, every time I was in the car with my mom, she would always play country. She, grew up part of her life in Texas. So like country was just a big thing with her side of the family. I always, heard it on the radio in the car. And then my dad, it was completely different. It was like AC/DC, Metallica, like that was like that. I got the like heavy metal, like rock side from him. And then, that was probably my earliest music memory, was probably driving around in the car with him, listening to the song Follow Me by Uncle Kracker.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Love that song.
That song like brings me to high school, man. It's like, wow, all right.
Makes me feel old.
Yeah, right.
That's such a that song was definitely playing in my childhood for sure. I would say like my first, I guess, musical like young memory was my brother, my dad, and I. We would go to these like single A, double A hockey games where my brother and I are from in Peoria. They're called the Peoria Rivermen.
Dude,
and
look at the hat.
Okay, yeah. So
You're rivals
and like every single hockey game they would play The Boys Are Back in Town, and I can't think of the artist right now. But I literally was just like looking up on like how the song was created and all that. Anyways, like every time I hear that song, it always reminds me of those times. So I think at that age, I already learned like the solid impact of music and like what it can do to people. But my first concert was Boston, and that was in Peoria, Illinois, same arena actually. And that was great. Yeah. So
I got so many memories at that arena. One of our earliest dates, though, it was Peoria Rivermen versus Wheeling Nailers. So all my family's Wheeling, West Virginia. So we'd always go down there, and whenever the Nailers, that's this hat, it's a Wheeling Nailers hat, they were coming to town, we'd head down to Peoria and watch the Rivermen and the Nailers play all the time. So when you said that, I was like, all right. I mean, I saw a bunch of concerts in that building back in the day. I'm like, man, we've seen a few shows back there. We've seen monster trucks. We took Jackson.
The kids, yeah, that's right.
Peoria, man.
I saw monster trucks in the Civic Center.
Did you?
I love that, man. It's a good place, man. So Boston and Alan Jackson. So that actually, I could see that, dude, because your first shows, I feel like it describes a lot of people's personalities. So, how did you guys first meet? Where were you guys at?
We were taking classes out at Second City here in Chicago. I was commuting from Northwest Indiana, and he was he was living down the street actually from where he's currently at.
True.
And we were taking classes. We met about halfway through the improv program, and then the pandemic hit, and we were sitting here like, what are we gonna do for like 8 months? And then we were like, let's start a podcast. And then we got the opportunity to start a new one with
Joe's,
at Joe's, and that's how Windy City Joe's was born.
I mean, there's like, I guess there's a little more detail.
Yeah, there's a lot that I like skimmed over in that.
Yeah, like we had like a full improv group too that we were, and like we were performing at Second City. We did over 20 shows, and then COVID was like, "What's up? We're tearing everything down." And so we were just sitting on our ass, like we need to be productive. And then pandemic started like loosening, and I got a text from a friend. I was like, "Hey, do you want to work at Joe's?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like, absolutely, just what goes on in there. And then worked there for like a month or two and realized what the potential of it had, just more than hosting amazing musical artists and entertainment. So I went up to Ed and I was like, can I run a podcast out of here? Like, can we partner with, because we started our own like podcast network, and that's what Untied is, Untied Entertainment. So Windy City Joe's is just one of hopefully many more podcasts and just revenues of entertainment for people.
I love that you guys had to find something, and the whole world shutting down, so you had to go somewhere. That's what we did with the podcast too. But it's like, because once you kind of get around that, you got to kind of still feel that energy of kind of performing or just being around it. But improv is something that I've always loved, just watching different shows. What got you guys kind of at an early age? We talked a little bit about music, but what got you guys into improv a little bit?
Without a doubt, Whose Line Is It Anyway? Especially when Drew Carey was hosting. Yeah, that like I would beg my mom.
Oh, that's an old picture that you guys found of me. That's wild. You guys did some deep diving. I did a bunch of theater in high school.
I got some good ones.
Don't lie, that was you last week.
Yeah, that's last weekend, but I did do a bunch of theater in high school.
We like to show the journey, man. We like to show the journey here.
Yeah, so that was my senior year. We had just gotten a new auditorium at the high school. I played Chef Louis in The Little Mermaid. Which was crazy because my French teacher came and saw me in that show, and she was like, "Hey, that's a good French accent." And at that point, I had dropped French because it was just hurting my GPA. And I was like when I told her I was dropping the class, she looked at me and was like, "That's probably for the best."
Yeah.
But oh my god, that's
is that you?
Yeah, that's an even older picture. Wow.
Oh my gosh, there's Austin
and Brett. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. His set of pictures are coming up too soon. Don't worry.
I'm terrified, to be honest.
Yeah, now I'm terrified to see what else you guys found.
Yeah, I'm so scared.
Well, the one that his mom's over. No, I'm joking.
But yeah, so Whose Line Is It Anyway? And then Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, for sure.
Watching the reruns. I mean, my dad used to watch like the 70s and 80s reruns with like Eddie Murphy and Bill Murray and all those guys. And then the 90s, 2000s.
Yeah,
like that was what I was raised on.
SNL.
And that was just like, yeah, those were the best. Like just watching Farley and all those guys.
Mm.
Yeah.
Dude, Farley, man, that's Tommy Boy is one of my favorite movies, man.
Yeah.
I love watching some good old Tommy Boy, and just his improv stuff that he used to do is just phenomenal. We still had him today, dude. Oh. I heard something that he said if Grown Ups was when they made the movie Grown Ups was one of my favorite movies. If Farley was in that movie, I'm like, dude, that would have been one of the best.
Oh yeah. Well, originally that was like what Sandler I heard wrote the role for, and then just put Kevin James in there. Oh my god, that's an even older picture. That's wild. I'm like, yeah, this is wild.
We have a 5-year-old that we looked at the other day, and we're like, man, we gotta get this guy in like some improv, drama, some theater classes, man. Just growing.
Were you guys always doing that as kids, performing for your parents?
I didn't really do. No, my parents actually wanted to keep me away from the entertainment, industry as much as possible because they wanted me to like have a childhood, and I would always see these commercials on TV, like maybe you could be in the next Disney Channel show. And I was like, Mom, we got to go do this. She was like, absolutely not. So she kind of like let me go as long as I could without like pursuing that like as an actual like profession. She just wanted me to like be a kid. So, which I think was better.
Yeah.
Getting to like live a life and then end up pursuing that later.
I was never in theater or like plays or anything.
That's when the Cubs won the World Series right there.
my first like theatrical experience that I remember is, I think it was in 7th grade. Our music director made us play some Christmas song just with empty wine bottles, and we just had to hit them with sticks, but like at the proper time, and we completely screwed it up. But no, I just in high school I just played sports, and then went in the military, and like coming out of the military I was like, I need something completely different, so I was like improv.
Yeah.
And I mean, I did see a show at Second City, and I was like, I don't know, there's just something about it, seeing improv on stage. I was just like, how do you not want to be a part of that? Like, it's insane.
Yeah. Very cool.
I love that, man. We haven't really done much we never went to Second City. I think we've done Zanies a few times.
Yeah.
Just stand-up stuff. But
yeah.
Very
cool though.
I was a big fan of The League, man. That TV show from about the fantasy football league. Chili and I used to watch that all the time. So Kevin will always do stand-up at Zanies when he comes through, and one of the best. Steve, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, but it's like Ran Zizzy or something like that.
Yeah.
I'd probably butchered it really bad, but dude, he's funny as hell. One of my favorites. So, but yeah, going into the podcast. Well, actually, before that, I wanted to talk about, because we were talking about the improv. I loved the Chicago Ghost Adventures. I want to know a little bit about that and what made you guys kind of do that video. I was watching your YouTubes because I did dabble a little bit in that for a while. So that I was like, dude, this is some funny shit. But you got to tell me, if you guys haven't seen it, check out their YouTube page. The link is probably in the comment. But tell me a little bit about this Chicago Ghost Adventures you guys did.
So honestly,
can I tell the backstory?
Yeah, you tell the backstory.
On the show notes, like, I saw Ghost Adventures, and I was like, I have no idea what they're talking about. Like, I don't know what this is. And I was like, oh, I think one time on a podcast I talked about like going on this haunted ghost tour in Chicago with my ex, and I was like, they're gonna ask me about that. But now that you said that, I know exactly what you're talking about. But go ahead.
We were kind of just like. Well, for a while, we were decorating the studio all the time, so we would just kind of walk the alley, and we would find like random things that people were throwing out, and we'd clean them up, and we would be like, "Oh, we could use this, and we could put it in the studio as like in the backdrop, and things like that." We might be under
the influence of things when we're doing this, just to get out of the environment and get creative in our own minds. We might have a drink or two or whatever. And I literally
definitely or whatever. And we
emphasis on the whatever.
So we were just kind of messing around in the alley one day, and then I started just going off on this bit where it was
all improvised, to be honest with you.
Because they were tearing up the
freaking road.
Yeah, they were the alley. It was like they were repaving it. And which is crazy because they don't even repave the roads in Chicago.
Right.
They were like, this alley needs it. And so we were there, and I was just like, and I made up this crazy story with, like, you can watch it. It's on our YouTube, and I think our Instagram. But it was just like some random, like, I just made it up on the spot, and then we started recording it, and I ran through it again, and I think we recorded a couple times, and then it was just like, we're like, yeah, we'll use this. And I think we used it in our live show. We were doing it.
Yeah, we did.
Which also you can see all the links of all of our live shows.
We don't recommend viewing.
No,
but you can if you want.
The second one was pretty bad audio, but I'll let you decide that for yourself.
I was researching the show late at night, and I came across that video. I was like, man, I'm going to put that in the show notes. That's a funny video. I want to hear some story about that video. No, I was just loving it.
Which is crazy.
It was completely on the spot, to be honest.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It worked, right? It worked, and it provided some comedy. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed my ass off when I first saw it. So I was like, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're glad we can make someone laugh with that.
Yeah. Who's some of your favorite comedians? I know we talked a little bit about like Second City and Old Saturday Night Live, but a little bit of Mount Rushmore. So if you had to pick 5 between you two, your top 5 comedians or improv or anybody in that kind of realm of the world, who would you pick?
Do we each get 5, or do we both have to come up with 5?
Together. 5 together. You got to work together.
One team, one fight.
Okay.
Yep.
So
you pick Can they be like comedic influences?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Anybody in that realm,
Okay.
man.
All right.
Anybody in that realm.
So you just say your number one, and then I'll say my number one.
I would say Farley.
Okay. See, mine is Rob McElhenney, Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So that would be like my number one. All right.
And then my number 2 would probably be Robin Williams.
But we're doing 5 together, you idiot. So now you just had 3 first picks, and I only have 2.
I just did 2.
Oh yeah, you're right. But on this one, okay, whatever.
Okay.
Number 2, Steve Carell. I mean, I was gonna go the stand-up route, but I love Steve Carell. He went to Second City, so like he did the whole improv agenda. Oh wow, now my pictures are up.
Yeah,
oh god. But all right, now we need a collective person.
Okay. Yeah, Sandler.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd say
Yeah.
Sandler.
I can see that. Love that.
Old Sandler or
Eddie Murphy.
like early Sandler, middle-aged Sandler, or Sandler in the last few years? Because there's like 3 different versions of the dude.
I would say
Definitely peak like Gilmore, Billy Madison.
coming right out of SNL,
Mhm.
like doing movies.
Yeah, Mr. Deeds, like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think he definitely changed the game a lot, and he helped carry on with like things that Farley was doing. Him and David Spade and the whole gang of those guys, man. So there's some good ones out there, man. There still are. So now going into like your podcast, and you guys have done some country ones, and you guys have done some comedians, and definitely check out if you guys have not checked out any of their work. Check out all their work if you can find it, or when you can find it. Some good stuff. But who has been the most strangest kind of person you guys interviewed yet, or the strangest guest you've had, or maybe a part maybe went south and you're like, all right, we got to throw this.
And well, actually, there's never been one we've had to like throw away. Well, yeah, but that okay. That was our fault. That was our fault.
You know, we had Matt Stell, and we didn't
record any of the audio.
Yeah, no audio was recorded, so all we had was video. So it was just like, and honestly, it was one of like our favorite conversations.
We were like, this is probably the best interview we've ever done.
Yeah,
Yep.
He was, and his team were just so nice and so cool, and so like you just wanted to pull through for him, and we just fucked it up. But I think
ours in slow mo. We recorded ours in slow mo, so we've done that too.
We did. It was a live interview, video and audio. We did at a venue,
and it was fantastic.
It was a great talk. I was just sitting down one-on-one with the artist, and awesome 5-minute interview. I went back and looked at the entire thing.
Oh man!
So we've all done it. Yeah,
It happens, and it's so unfortunate when it does happen. But I mean, we learn from it, you know. So.
Well, but the strangest interview would have been, I would say, was the one we did with Untied with the UFO guy. Like he was a super nice guy, and he told us a bunch of stuff that we probably would never ever think about on our own.
Just the way he, I guess, just thinks about the universe is probably different than mine.
And it was just like we walked away, and I was like, "Did we just do like?"
I felt like I was hypnotized.
I felt like I was.
Wow, that's an old picture of me, my brother.
Like I felt like I was definitely on like hallucinogenics after I came out of that conversation. Like, that was so trippy.
But I think one interview that I was just most surprised by, like with the human, was Giovanni from Giovanni and the Hired Guns, because all of his music is just like, like rock and roll. Hard rock and roll, kind of like fuck you to your exes, and I don't know, like not exactly that, but it's just his music is not at all who the human is, which is like just a super genuine and nice guy. And I know it sounds bad that I'm like, this person was a good person, but he was just so.
But he just looks so like tough and rugged and like
just out of character.
Stoic when you like look at him.
Yeah.
But then like when you talk to him, he was just like, "Hey man, what's up? Like happy to be here." Like
he was
like
amazing.
the kindest like human in the world, and we're like, wow. And he had like such a cool backstory, so that one was cool too.
Yeah.
It's so hard to pick.
I had to dig into him a little bit more. I learned about him through you guys. I was like, I gotta check this guy out. I saw this video from Carol's that you guys threw up. I'm like, this is pretty cool. So Like, all right, so I check that guy out, man. I'm digging what he's putting out, man. Some good stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Got all your baby face pictures showing up now.
Yeah, I know, I'm aware.
That was fun. So we talked a little bit about your the Untied and everything else. Now going into more of the Joe's aspect of things. Tell me a little bit about Joe's. Did you guys go in? I know, Michael, you said you went there to start working there. Did you guys go in first time as just kind of as working there, or as a kind of just a music fan?
So this is really funny. I was getting interviewed, and they're like, "Oh, are you familiar with Joe's? Like, have you been here?" I was like, "Yeah, I've been. I used to come here all the time." No, I never stepped foot inside of Joe's until I had the job interview, to be honest. But I always knew what it was, and at that point, I think I was only in the city for like a year, maybe a year and a half, so I never actually got around to it. But I did go to Carol's. I went to Carol's all the time because they're chicken sandwiches. And don't get us started on the chicken sandwiches, but so I was familiar with Carol's, like the aspect of country music and Joe's, but that was literally my first step inside of Joe's.
I love that. Jackson, what about you, man?
Yeah, I found Joe's through him. But I love it, and their pizza's amazing.
That's true.
Oh, dude, they've transformed so much over the years, but it's one of my favorite places to go. I was trying to think, like, we started dating in 04. So it was probably like around 04, 05, the first time I ever went there. I mean, so I've been going there for almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
But the place is amazing, dude. And the history. What did you guys hear about the place? Or the first time you ever heard about Joe's, the history of it, what did you guys, any stories you guys heard about it?
I mean, Garth Brooks. Like, what else do you have to say? That's where he, started his freaking dive bar tour. Yeah, like that's, it's insane. And it's just the names that come in on a daily basis is just incredible. And it's especially for like big time country music fans. And I don't know, it's just one weekend they can have Eli Young Band and then Matt Stell's the next night. Like, are you kidding me? It's just, it's cool. Honestly, it's really cool to be a part of, and we're super thankful for it.
Yeah.
I love how it's good to Rosemont too, how they have Joe's Live, and you gave both the artists there. And I love to talk to Ed one day. And I told him, I said, one of these days I'm gonna have you on the show, but I want to know his top 5, man, like his top 5 moments at Joe's or top 5 shows. Because, dude, I'm sure he's seen some epic shows, man. Because there's been some times since came through there. But
dude, it's fun. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it was funny. I asked Ed to be on. I think I wanted him to be our first guest.
Yeah,
and his exact words are like, "I'll tell you when. Like, I'll let you know when. It's time to come on." So I was just like, "All right, fine." Like, and don't think I'm not still thinking about it. Like, I try and pick his brain so much. You have no idea, because it's just the knowledge is just insane. So.
It's just, we got to talk about him for a minute. I just want to stop. Your first impression or first time meeting him, tell me a little bit about him, because, dude, like at first, like he was intimidating to me. Like this was 15 years ago, but I was always like, oh man, dude, like because he always was. You heard about Ed, and everything he did, dude. He didn't care about. He just took risk. He took risk at different artists and said, all right, in 6 months they're gonna be big, or they're gonna. Tell me a little bit about.
It was kind of like meeting Jay Gatsby at like his party. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh shit, this is the guy.
Yeah.
Because he appears. He's like, and then you'll like turn around real quick, and he's gone like Batman. Just like throw a smoke bomb and he's gone. He's very interesting to talk to, but also I'm still very intimidated by him.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea.
Honestly.
That's a good picture.
I know that. That was 4th of July 2 years ago, I think. 4th of July is my favorite holiday. But no, Ed is I mean, for him to pretty much know me for like a month or two and give us the opportunity to like start a podcast in an iconic place like Joe's, that says a lot about him, and just giving a young individual like myself and us like an opportunity. So So and then just casually, it's like, oh, nominated for whatever for the ACMs. It's just like Ed Ward, and it's like, oh, and I worked pretty much with the guy, and like you never hear about it because it just happens all the time. And then you walk through Joe's and you see the awards, and I don't know, he's the man,
Dude. Anything he does, and now Windy City, everything, man, it's gonna be one of the biggest shows of the year. Windy City Smokeout's gonna be huge, man. So
we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there. I hope we see you guys there.
I'm sure I'll be bouncing in and around.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. I try to. Once you'll find out when you get my age, a little older, those outdoor festivals start to kind of be like, all right, we're good. If they have like an air conditioned tent or something where I can chill and watch it, maybe.
No, I'm already at that point. I love a good air conditioned tent.
Yes.
Yeah.
We met at Country Thunder, so we definitely know how that goes. But man, those festivals in the sun.
Not anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. So about Chicago, man, I definitely love that you guys are hometown boys. I was raised in Elgin. I know you guys are in around, but where you guys kind of grew up from? I know one of you guys from Indiana, right?
Yeah, right here. I'm originally from Berwyn. So like right west of the city, and then we ended
there's
up,
Tyler.
That's actually a pretty recent picture.
That is a recent picture. That's
Someone just texted that to me.
actually Tyler is in the house. He's the one pressing the buttons back and forth.
Yeah, show yourself.
He is our producer. Yeah, put your camera on, Tyler.
Oh,
his camera's black.
hold on.
I had my one with him in it. Yeah, there
he is.
There's the man behind the curtain. And yeah, so we relocated to be closer to family and stuff like that, into Northwest Indiana, and that's where I went to like literally every school I went to was in Indiana, and then I went to like a satellite college, Purdue, and then I ended up, which they just won yesterday.
Okay, but you.
I didn't go downstate. I did stand up downstate though, so I ended up doing that for a while. But then it was pretty much my whole life was Indiana, and then I was like, I want to do I did Improv Olympics, and then ended up at Second City.
Well, you worked downtown for a while, so you were familiar with the city.
Oh yeah,
that's an old photo. That's the beginning of it all.
That was actually that we had a completely different name for the podcast. We hadn't released anything. We just recorded really shitty episodes, and nothing was ever released from that picture. But we used that as one of our first promos for this.
I also don't think I've worn that hat since that day.
I wear that. Well, actually, that hat I lost at a haunted house in Michigan.
What'd you do? Get scared?
No, I don't know what happened. Oh, it was like this weird. Yeah, you had to sign a waiver, and then they put a bag over your head. And honestly, no, I'm never doing anything like that again. It was
one in Milwaukee or outside Milwaukee. They did that. They put those black things over your head. Remember that? And hold that.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's right.
Yeah, you follow the rope.
Yeah. It was outside. Was it outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We did that one.
Yeah, we did one.
Wasn't too
Yeah, I didn't love it.
It was a lot of walking.
And then I lost my hat.
That's probably how COVID was started. People were sharing bags.
Yeah. That picture is actually from when I first moved to the city. We were on a boat like every other weekend.
We were on a boat. It was amazing.
That was a good summer.
I was very inebriated that day.
Oh, that yeah, I was too.
I love Chicago.
Yeah, that story ends with me throwing up as we're docking the boat.
Right. I'm sorry, Aaron. We totally just took this show off.
Yeah, sorry.
What was the original question?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. We're showing the journey, here, man.
That's
Talking about all the moments. But we were talking about Chicago. But what's some of your favorite places in Chicago other than Joe's? You're not allowed to say Joe's anymore. We shot them out enough. But like sports, I know Jackson, you're a diehard Cubs fan. Same here, man. Love that. Favorite foods in Chicago? Your favorite bars? If you're going out for a night. Where are you guys going? What are you guys doing?
I love the Lodge. The Lodge is one of my favorite places. Just get a pitcher of beer and hang out. I also really like if you want more of like a dancing sort of thing. It's like Mother's is great. Just the history in that building is also completely, like my dad used to go there and he used to tell me stories, and now I go there. And so like that, but also, I mean, we were a huge fan of Blarney, and that's no longer around.
Yeah, R.I.P. Blarney Stone, right on the corner of Clark. That place was awesome.
You could pretty much do everything short of murder in there. It was a
great sponsor.
it was like no,
talk it up. It's like
it was like the most hole in the wall, and you would see the most random groups of people there. But it was great.
It was great
because you could like go in and it would be dead one day, and it would be like line out the door the next.
Yeah, which makes no sense.
Which makes sense as to why they're not around anymore.
I'm a big fan of dives. I don't really like the club environment. So if there's cheap beer and like dollar bills on the walls and a pool table and dirt on the floor, like I'm really happy. My favorite spot in the city by far, which I've just found out about like 2-3 months ago, is Cody's Public House in Lakeview.
Wait, is it the one by Carol's?
No, that's Old Town. Get your freaking.
No, that's Uptown.
Right, that's why I didn't say.
Yeah, so don't come at me with that.
They have cheap beer. They allow dogs, and you can bring your own food.
Nice.
And they have a fire pit in the back that you can build your own fire and have your own fire. And then they have their own barbecue like grills in the back where you can bring your own meat and cook. Like, what else do you need? So that's by far my favorite spot.
All right. I love that. If you guys seen that place?
It was definitely. What?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say it was really hard for me to like find because I'm also a huge fan of dives. Like, obviously cheap beer. Who doesn't love that? But it's also like I live downtown currently, so I'm
for like another 2 weeks.
Yeah, for another 2 weeks I live downtown, and so for the longest time I had to I was like, you can't there's no good places to go because it's all clubby, and I hate when it gets clubby.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, I do.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, I do.
No, he doesn't. He dragged me to one time.
I dragged him to one because I was like, if I have to go, you have to go. And we went to Electric Hotel, and oh my god,
it was electric.
It was electric.
Well, have you guys seen this?
I don't really remember that night though.
I just saw it on, I think it was like TikTok or whatever. It's like the laundromat, and you open up the laundry or the washer and dryer, and you go in. It's like a restaurant.
I saw that on. I think it's like places you need to see in the city or some Instagram account around that. Yeah, I do want to go there because that's.
Right, someone's gonna have to sign it to me because I haven't seen that.
It's pretty legit. It's pretty cool. I like that stuff. Like we went to the Safe House in Milwaukee, and you have to have like a code or do a dance to get in. It's kind of cool.
That is cool. That is very cool.
Yeah.
Definitely a fun thing. So what does the rest of 2022 look like for you guys, man? Like any upcoming guests you guys are excited for? Anything you guys are excited for this summer?
We got LV Shane coming up soon.
Yeah, we have LV. We're talking to him. Today is this. Are we in March?
Yeah, we're talking to him on Wednesday.
Yeah, on the 9th. We're talking to him on the 9th because he's coming at the end of the month, so that's going to be super cool. Jackson and I are literally moving in together at the end of the month too. So we're building like an all new in-house studio. And honestly, when we get that in and just done, we're just going to hit the ground running with God knows what, to be honest.
Yeah. Because right now we're this looks fine, but everything else behind the cameras is just all boxes and cables all over the place. It's kind of a mess right now.
But we're going to kind of open the door on our podcast. Like we're going to just try to talk to entertainers, people with music backgrounds, comedic backgrounds, and we're going to be hitting up like festivals like Windy City Smokeout. We go to the Indy 500 every year, or not every year because last year was our first year, but it's going to be every year. It's kind of like a company getaway, but we're going to try and like experiment and document some things and work on some like just producing some, I hope, funny videos, so who knows? A lot of plans.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I love what you guys are doing, man. I love the comedy twist of it all. Like some of your stuff, like your Roman Alexander interview is one of my favorites. I think so this day. I just loved to you guys talk with him and about Malort and the edible story. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was a great time.
We need to get him back on. He was awesome talking to him.
Yeah, dude, he's a badass, man. I love this guy. All right, well, we ran a little bit over, but we're going to move on to our Powered by Pod Deck section of the night. Earlier, we pulled a couple cards, so we're going to have you guys both answer this question. But if you could call yourself when you're 15 years old for a 20-minute conversation, what would you tell yourself?
15? Man.
I would tell myself to like brush up on video editing skills now, and like you'd be 10 times better like now, like where I'm standing currently.
Gosh, I'm honestly trying to think where I was. So freshman in high school. Yeah,
Roughly.
Don't total your first car 3 days after your license. Would be an idea. But honestly, I think I would tell myself to work on patience, because good things take time, and that's really hard to understand.
Yeah, you do have a problem with that.
I think, yeah. That, and just enjoy the little things.
Oh yeah, man, I love that. Yeah, I was thinking these questions too, man. I was calling myself a freshman, man. Helping you a lot more in 20 minutes. Yeah. Like, remember Google? Don't ever forget the name Google. I mean, that would have been 97, 96. So I don't even know if Google would have been around back then. But hey,
I don't remember. I don't think Google was around when we were in high school.
We had AOL. We had the dial-up. I love that, man. Your mom would pick up the phone downstairs and kick you off. The minute she picked up the phone, your connection would just end.
Mm-hmm.
The struggle was real. The struggle was
real. Jackson played me the AOL dial-up tone earlier. Mom, do you know what the sound is? I said, yeah, do you? It's like
we have our oldest is Jackson too, so it was the Jackson with the X.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, I figured because I didn't play that.
They named their kid after you.
No, not you. Sorry.
At first, I was like, I did, and then I was like, no, not me.
If you guys want to name a child after me, you can.
No. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be 40 this year. I don't know if
I was like, we're good right now.
Sorry. The next one, this is gonna be a fun one. I saw this one when I was going through the cards. I'm like, yes, I gotta throw this one in the mix. Would you rather your mom or your boss get a copy of every text you get?
Fuck.
Well,
Get her.
my dad's actually technically my boss, so I think I would rather him get those than my mom.
Your dad's getting it no matter what. Definitely my boss. There's no way my mom needs to see anything.
Honestly, I'm pretty open book with my mom, though. You know what I mean? So she could read my text. She's not gonna be happy with it, but she could read them.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think about my kids and I'm like, they better share everything with me.
I'm going boss because I'm in the cannabis industry. I don't care what he gets. He's got to be 4.
I don't know. Your mom knows everything. There's nothing your mom doesn't know.
There was one time, a cool story. This is before, it was maybe around text messaging when I was starting off. But we were only dating a year, I think. And her and I got into a conversation on our way to Country Thunder. It was probably like a 20 or 30 minute conversation. It was probably typical sex, drugs, rock and roll. And we look down, we see her cell phone says mom, and it says 20 minutes on it. And we're like, oh shit, your phone's been on. And she's like, no. I'm like, yeah, your mom's been listening to this conversation for the last 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
I don't think we were only dating for a year.
That was awkward. I'm still blushing and I'm almost 40.
That goes to show how let's say colorful that conversation was between you.
Yes.
There was before flip phones, so I think it was like an old.
You could
like,
totally
Motorola
butt dial back then.
Yeah, it was
you can't really butt dial anymore. You could.
Oh,
that's like when you hold the one down and it's like your emergency contact.
With mom.
With mom.
I just remember looking down. I'm like, dude, it still says mom. It's like 20 minutes. I'm like, she's been listening to every word too. Hey, whatever. These are the days of our lives. Gave her a good soap opera.
Okay, moving on.
Here we are 16 years later, though. But all right, guys.
I actually had something recently like that, like that with like a modern version of it was like I was connected to the CarPlay in my parents' car.
Oh, yeah.
And we're driving. So it was me and my mom. Like we were road tripping. And I got a text from my girlfriend, and the contact name in the phone probably isn't appropriate for what we're doing here today. But I like that came across. She goes, "Oh, who is that?" And I was like, "Oh, that's Brett. That's my good friend." Like, and she was like, "That doesn't make any sense." And I was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna have to change that when we get out of the car." So it came across the screen, and I was like, "All right, no more of that. No more fun nicknames in the phone."
That's so funny. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had any moments like that. So, hey, whatever. All right, guys. So this next little segment we're going to do is we're going to play about 5 seconds of a little clip of a song. And then the first memory you guys get with this song, go ahead and we'll talk about that for a quick second. Go ahead and play the yellow one. All right, Brothers Osborne, Ain't My Fault. When you guys hear that song, where's it take you?
Yeah. Oh. Honestly, it takes me to the 2 times I was suspended in grade school.
Grade school.
Okay, it wasn't my fault. I mean, it was, but big picture, it wasn't. Big picture, it wasn't. I got suspended for fighting in 5th grade, and then in 6th grade. Long story short, I accidentally wrote a bomb threat, and the project was, if you were principal for a day, what would you do? And my paper was pretty much like, I would turn my teachers into Oompa Loompas and load the lockers with candy and soda. And then at the end of the day in school, the school blew up and it would rain candy and sodas all over the class. And my teacher was like, "Can I have your paper?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I thought it was great. And then the assistant principal and a cop came and got me at lunch. But it wasn't my fault. Like, what? I'm just trying to be creative and make kids laugh.
That's a little excessive. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's funny though.
For me, it's probably the time that my dad was like, can you wash the cars? So I would pull the cars out of the garage. I didn't have a license or a permit at the time, but we were on our property. So I'm pulling the cars out of the garage, and I backed up, and I'm making sure I don't hit his car, and which is what he actually cared about, was the fact that, he didn't care that my mom's car was I ripped the mirror off backing out of it. That's long story short.
So it is your fault.
All right. But they let an unlicensed 13-year-old drive 2 cars. Whose fault is that? Is that mine or is it theirs? And I was like, that's not really mine.
I love how we're both just placing blame on other people when the song was
Yeah, they're definitely our fault, but
whatever.
But that was my first instinct, was like with that memory for sure.
I love that. Go ahead and play that next one. Go ahead and hit that green.
Pour me another drink.
All right, Whiskey Glasses. When you hear that one by Wallen, where does it take you off?
I know where this one takes me, and I'm not saying I have a great music ear and or anything, but I was in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I was stationed in Cheyenne, Wyoming when this song came out, and I heard it on like Spotify has like the just released or whatever, and I was like, this is amazing. And then like 6 months later, it was like the number one. So when I hear it, I just kind of like give myself credit. I'm like, oh yeah, you have great ears. You know what is good music. So yeah, I added to my resume.
See, this song takes me back to like lockdown, height of lockdown, and I was just drinking like whiskey every night. I was bored in my apartment, and I was like, what a fitting song. Pour me another drink. Like, this is perfect. Like one night I was like keeping tally of all the glasses of whiskey I drank, and then I accidentally finished the bottle, and my roommate came home and was like, "Why did you keep tally if you were going to finish the bottle?" I'm like, in my defense, I didn't know I was going to finish the bottle when I started this.
There's a time that song when I hear any Wallen songs, I think of there's a time he played Joe's Live, and we were there. You guys know Katy, I think. She goes to Joe's for every show, and Joe's Live, amazing person. And
Shout out, she's the best.
Hell yeah, dude. It was the night I first met her, and Jillian and I are huge Devin Dawson fans, and Devin Dawson played right before Morgan. And we got there, and she was right behind us, and I heard her talking, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I want to get up front." I'm like, "Hey," I turn around, I'm like, "Hey, we're leaving in a minute. Devin Dawson's over."
We didn't want to stay.
Yeah, we're not staying for Morgan. we're out, dude. She goes, "Really? Who would leave for the headliner?" I'm like, "I'm just here for the opening half the time." And I'm giving her our spot. I think you were pregnant.
There was a reason. Yeah, there was a reason.
Yeah, we went for Devin Dawson, dipped out right before Wallen played. But I still got the picture. It says it was one of those Jack Fire events that at Joe's Live. So I got the picture of the marquee. It was Morgan Wallen, Devin Dawson. I'm like, all right.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, all right, go ahead and play one of those next ones. All right, One Call Away. When you guys hear that song, where's it take you?
Are you gonna get emotional?
No. No, I just don't know. I'm like thinking.
Well, you took a really big deep breath there. I thought it hit you somewhere so deep in your soul you had to hold it back.
No.
I can't believe they played it.
I'm like, this is my favorite song. No, I don't really.
Don't really have one.
One Call Away, it makes me think of family.
Yeah.
You're one call away.
It was probably when one of my best friends his dad got relocated for work. We were in high school. So he ended up having to move like 30 minutes outside of Milwaukee. And like when you're like 15, 16, you don't have your own car.
Crashing your parents' vehicles, yeah.
Yeah, crashing your parents. No, this was after that. Well, I crashed it after that too. Yeah, we didn't, honestly, we were like, I didn't know if I was ever going to see him again. We were sophomores in high school, and they moved to Milwaukee, and it was like we'd been through everything together. So like when he moved, like that was like a very both of our lives were very difficult at that time, and moving. Honestly, we became closer through it though because we had to try harder to keep in touch.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
That's why I do this segment because
For sure.
I look for songs around the high school days, man, where I like to throw it in there and get those memories, man, because that's around the time, I think 15, 16, 17, when you hear those like different music, you hear at those ages, I feel that's where it kind of feels the deal with you. I mean, I still remember some of those songs from high school that still to this day, the minute I hear them, it takes me right back. I remember that memory in high school, what I was doing, where I was at, and that's why I always try to take these songs back to those ages a little bit. All right, this last one I'm going to put just to match a little theme. So go ahead and. Yeah, I think so. So Eric Church, getting back my hometown, south of Chicago. But when you guys hear that song, where does it take you? What do you guys think of?
This one is easy for me, to be honest. We were just talking about like what a simple song or just lyrics can do for you and like where it can put you mentally, especially in high school. I think, and working at Joe's kind of rekindled this fire, was I fell in love with country music with Eric Church's Springsteen. So whenever I hear Eric Church, it takes me back to that moment. But playing or practicing baseball out on our field, my high school was in the middle of nowhere. Like it was a really small farm school. So I had country friends all around. And Springsteen just came out then. So we would take infield and outfield and like warm up the games, listening to Springsteen. And like, I don't know. It was just like in the moment, I was like, this is just so perfect for me. Because I grew up playing baseball, loved baseball. And the music was just cherry on top.
Yeah.
See, for me, it takes me back to like high school days when I wasn't playing sports or anything, but I would throw parties every weekend at my parents' house, which is part of the reason they wouldn't let me go away to a state school. They were like, after what we saw you do to this house your senior year, I was like, that's understandable. And so like every time, yeah, like, but now like every time, like all the guys are back in town from like, a lot of them moved away or, for work or for school. whatever it is, like, and then they just stayed where they were. Every time they're back in town and we're all together, like that's all the same feeling I get when I hear that song.
Maybe they just really didn't like you because you had a lot of friends move away.
So many of them. Maybe. I don't know. Why would they come back, you know?
They always come back.
I don't know. Maybe I'll give them all a call and just ask. Like, hey, I recently came across this information. Did you guys leave because of me?
I love that. Before I let you guys go and wrap up, we have a thing we do every week. It's called the hot seat. So we try to do 60 seconds on the clock. Tonight we're just going to use the music as background noise. But I'll ask the question and both of you guys answer it. So go ahead and hit that. Your first CD or piece of music you ever purchased, what was it?
We would burn our own CDs. I remember going to the computer store and burning our own CDs.
Oh yeah, all right.
I think the most memorable CD I ever got, like that was mine, and it wasn't like my parents that I was borrowing, was Toby Keith's Greatest Hits.
Oh yeah.
Or no, it was Shocking Y'all.
That one. Yeah. All right. You got to take. Oh wait, all right. Yeah, I'm like I can't read my own handwriting. Got to take one to dinner. Katy Perry or Taylor Swift?
Ooh,
Taylor Swift.
Okay, no.
She's gonna write a song about
ever since the music video for California Girls came out, with Snoop Dogg and Katy Perry, I fell in love with her. So Katy Perry for sure.
Really? Who has the best pizza you've ever had?
Best pizza?
Yep.
Lou Malnati's buttercrust.
Oh, right.
You have no idea how much I love pizza. This is a serious question.
A deep dish, by the way.
Lou's is a good one.
You can't go wrong. Anything from Lou's.
All right, it's in Peru, Illinois, and it's called Lou's La Grotto. It's more deep dish than not deep dish, and it's amazing. It's incredible. So if I had a gun to my head, which you guys just did through a virtual experience, Lou's La Grotto for sure.
All right, I gotta check that place out next time we're on the road. All right, dude, what's the strangest thing you've ever seen in the middle of the road?
I feel like I've seen some pretty strange shit, but let me.
We're in the middle of the alley. Your night.
Yeah. Oh well, how much time you got? No, I would say I was driving through Wisconsin. There's like this big open country road, and I just saw this giant like turkey carcass, and it was like insane because I would like around here you don't see that kind of shit, and it was like probably the size of two of my tires, and that's why I was like, damn.
I feel like growing up, the vehicle I was in, we would always try to be the strangest things on the road. So we would just make faces to people as we drive by, and we would always if there's a red light, the whole car is getting out, and we're doing the Chinese fire drill, and we're swapping everything. My dad taught us that, so honestly, that's what I think of.
I said that at work the other day because we have 3 zones at work. I'm like, we used to do a Chinese fire drill. We just all move around.
I remember that.
I love that, man. I love that. What was the first car you ever owned?
98 Honda Accord, 97 Honda Accord, and I got rid of it 3 months later.
Nice,
because it was garbage.
I think was it a 96 or 99? I don't know. A Pontiac Sunfire, roll up windows. I totaled it. I think it was 3 days after my birthday. Second car, Pontiac Sunfire. I had a white one and then a red one.
Yeah, I love that.
No electric windows.
Oh yeah, mine was cherry red and had a bullet hole in the front of it.
Nice. Did you put the bullet hole in there?
Yeah, but I didn't put it there.
Okay.
It came with it. It actually
came with it. It was.
So.
It was one of those.
It was an add-on feature.
It was a feature. Yeah.
One of those Indiana cars.
It came with one.
All the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta tell a funny story about that. My old car, it was almost my senior prom. I had this really shitty 1990 Toyota Tercel. My dad's like, anything happens to that car before your prom, we'll get you a new one. So I was at a buddy's house, and he has BB gun. I'm like, hey, let me see that one time. I was just gonna shoot the car. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I was a senior high school. I don't know what the hell I was.
Oh, you knew what you were doing. Don't be stupid. You knew what you were doing.
I shot the damn window out of that thing. Just shot the driver's side window straight out. Like my aim sucked. Like I was aiming for the door. I missed clear as day. And he lived in the county area by where I went to school at. We ran back inside. I actually called like the county police, filed a police report, and said they stole a bunch of shit on my car. Dad knew the difference. He's like, yeah, bullshit. I think he made me drive around with like a garbage bag on my window for like a week and a half. And then he finally got me like this 99 Ford Thunderbird. When you hit that bullet hole,
that's
like,
hilarious.
Car.
I'm definitely familiar with accidentally beating up your own vehicle because I did that with my second Pontiac Sunfire. There was what I thought was a stick in the road, and it was a big stick, so I was just gonna floor it and watch it in my rear view mirror. It goes into pieces because that's what boys do when they drive. It was a oh my god, what's like a metal pole you use to change tires?
Oh, it was a tire iron?
A tire iron?
Yeah, it was a tire iron, and I floored it and ripped up the bottom of my car and flattened my rear left tire.
Damn, man, it sucks.
Accidents happen, it's fine.
That's funny. What's one thing people
my
buy?
second car.
Go ahead.
Good.
My second car, I had a Ford Focus that I traded in the Honda Accord for. And then when I got that, I was driving and I got hit right on the front right passenger side of it. But I already had a dent in there because I bought it. It was a used car. My dad was like, "I'm not getting you like a shiny new car. It's like rough around the edges, had a bunch of dents in it." So he hit me right where I already had a dent, and I'd never been in an accident before. So the guy gets out and he's looking at his car and he's like doing a bunch of, "Oh my god, what's happening?" And he's like looking at it like, "Oh, what am I gonna?" So then I was like, and my buddy's in the car with me. He's like, "What are you gonna do?" I was like, exactly what he's doing. And I got out of the car and I was just like, what is, and then in my head, I'm like, actually, I think the dent is better now. like he hit the dent and it was came out of it. And I was like, oh no. But other than that, it was fine.
And that's how Jackson learned how to improvise.
Right? That's how you got improv right there. That's funny.
Nice job.
What's one thing people buy that you guys think is a waste of money?
I feel like there's a lot of things that people buy that I think are a waste of money, but I also don't spend my money on
Rumplemans.
Dude.
I love them.
I can't stand
water
it.
now, but cheers to that.
Man,
I would drink Malort over Rumplemans.
Oh, don't start on Malort.
I remember on my 21st birthday, we
man.
drank liquid cocaine. Oh my god, it was like Rumplemans, Goldschlager, Red Bull, Jaeger. Oh,
I can't do Goldschlager. I did it a lot this weekend though.
Oh gosh, I'm having the biggest brain fart. I would say I almost said seafood, but I don't know. I just think seafood's overrated, to be honest. And I know it's probably not a good take.
Everything with crab legs.
See, I've never even had it.
All right, well, we'll move on to the next one. Where did you guys go? Just any time, but give me your weirdest or the place you went to on a first date.
Roller rink. I can't rollerblade to save my life. And
why the hell would you take her then?
I didn't. She lived up in past Milwaukee where I was I was almost using it as an excuse to see Austin more. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go get to see my buddy all the time, and then I started seeing her, and then she was like, oh, well, there's this roller rink, and I was like, yeah, sure. And then we got there, and I was just the whole time, just trying to stay up. She was like, I feel like you're on a date with the wall more than me, and I was like, yeah, you're reading the room correctly. but yeah, I can't roller skate to save my life.
That doesn't surprise me. No offense.
No, that's fine.
I just can picture you being clumsy on roller rink.
Yeah.
Waste of money. Back to that question. Decaf coffee. Why are people buying decaf coffee? Like who drinks this coffee?
Love that.
Anyways, for weirdest, or it was like what? Like it's like weirdest date you've brought someone on.
Yeah, just, where'd you go on a first date? Maybe a weird one, or any first date you ever had? Pick one of them. Where'd you go?
I went to the movies. We were both dropped off by our parents, and
That's always fun.
we watched Tyler Perry Medea goes to jail, or I don't know. Medea went somewhere because there's like 50 of them. And I kissed her on her nose. I missed, so that's what makes me think of that. It was dark.
Hey, many things. Be like, hey, the nose is on the way. Sorry.
It's the effort that counts.
It's the effort.
What TV show or game show would you want to host?
Oh, Family Feud.
Oh, yeah.
One of my I want to work in the music industry. I want to work in the NFL, or I want to host Family Feud. Those are my goals.
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, probably like Jeopardy. I think that'd be fun. Because I've seen so many people give the worst answers, and like the host always has to be like, "Oh, it's okay, buddy. Like you'll get them next time."
Good try. Good try.
Well, I think Family Feud has changed. Yeah. The game was changed when Steve Harvey took over Family Feud because the comedy he added to it was just the best.
Hilarious.
That man is a god. He's insane. He's so funny. It's crazy.
Good stuff. All right, what is your favorite microwavable food?
Popcorn.
That's an easy answer.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not. There's a lot of them. Hot Pockets. There's like you could just list. Goes on.
Oh God. Well, now I have to think of something different.
Well, that's not my problem.
Oh my gosh. Popcorn's good. Can I say reheating pizza? Does that work?
Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't think about that.
Who reheats pizza?
If you're reheating a microwave,
like a man.
That's like my kids. They don't warm up pizza.
Yeah.
I love cold pizza.
Room temperature pizza is good.
I had an Uber driver offer me a slice of cold pizza the other day.
Nice.
I hope you took it.
I thought about it, but I was like, you know what? I'm good.
I'm sure it was genuine, but
yeah, right.
Yeah. He was like, there's nothing like cold pizza in the morning, and I was like, I agree. And he's like, do you want a slice? And I was like, nah, not right now.
I love that, man. All right, man. Well, the last one is something that you guys still want to maybe accomplish or do. I normally ask like artists, like maybe a place they won't play or something they feel that making them feel accomplished in the music industry. But for you guys in the world of comedy, the world of media, just in your lives, what's something that's on your bucket list that you want to do before you call it a day, man?
I want to know your answer for this. I know mine. Yeah.
I would love to do stand-up at the Chicago Theater and like just pack it in.
Nice.
Sell it out.
Yep.
You don't want any other theater? You don't want like AT&T Stadium?
No, I like it. I like Chicago Theater. I like the
Madison Square Garden.
Like I want to see my name on that marquee.
That's true. That would look cool. I want my own show, and I want the ability to hire my friends and provide them like a good living. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I like that because I see a lot of artists doing that right now in music. I see like Trey Lewis, those guys and stuff. It's like, hey, I got my buddies. I'm going to get all my buddies. We're going to go and do this together. And we're just going to jump in a van and do it. And I like that answer, man. That's pretty cool.
That's the plan. That's the goal. So hopefully we'll get there.
I love it. Love it. Well, guys, I know we ran over time tonight, but I had a blast talking with you guys. I appreciate every second you guys spent tonight with me and what you guys are doing right now. I love that you guys, like I said, you're giving these venues a voice. And the interviews are entertaining and funny and just down to earth with these artists. I love what you guys are doing. So thank you for the content you guys are bringing. Keep it up, man.
We appreciate you. We definitely ran over time because we can't stop talking ever. But we are super grateful for.
I'm worse about it than he is.
We are super grateful for you guys having us on. It was awesome talking to you, and
blast.
Yeah, we did have fun. It was awesome.
Dude, thank you guys so much, and we'll have to get together sometime soon this summer and hang out, man. Definitely.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. And when we get our shit squared away in our new studio, we'll definitely hit you guys up for an episode.
Yeah, dude, let us know, man. Dude, we'd love to be part of it, dude. Anytime.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, we have so many questions just based on the introduction, like everything that was put together, but we'll save that for another day for sure.
You let us know. You let us know any way I can help. I know Backstage Bobby's another one here in Chicago that does a lot of shows, and I love it because I don't see anything as competition with you guys, with her, or anything. We're all working on the same goal. We're interviewing a lot of the same artists. We're asking different questions. We're putting different flair into it. And at the end of the day, I see we're all working together because
we're super supportive of each other.
Yeah, we're finding good music, and we're really just putting it out there. And that's the end goal is we want you guys to hear these artists. We want these artists to grow, and we want the good music to be heard because, damn, we all know Country Rodeo ain't gonna play a lot of these guys like Josh Kaiser and everything else, man. You guys have talked to some fun ones, and maybe that's the only outlet they're getting, you know?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and it's kind of like not saying any of these people are the janitor, but it's like that motto: treat the janitor the same as the CEO. So we don't care if they're headliners or openers or just getting started comedians or musicians, like whatever. If you're pursuing something creatively and you know it's really what you want to do, then we love talking to you.
Yeah.
Do what you love. Always do what you love, and don't let anybody tell you differently, man.
Yep, keep pursuing your dreams.
So, y'all, thank you so much for spending time. Good luck with everything. Good luck with the show. Good luck with the move coming up.
Have fun with
don't
that.
kill each other because I know how it is. Like when you live together and work together. I mean, I don't know, man.
No promises.
Yeah. Well, I guess check in a few episodes and see which one's still standing.
It might be like a Windy City Joe's live feed or Real World now. Like, they put some cameras in the house. Catch the drama.
It's day 4.
They're in the closet. He won't leave.
Exactly.
All right, y'all. Well, hey, have a good week. If you guys aren't doing anything Thursday, come out to Emerald Isle. If you guys think about it, we're doing a little party. I know a lot of Eric Church fans are going to be out there, but like Job Fortner is going to be there, and a few other amazing artists are going to be out there. So if you're not doing anything, Emerald Isle Thursday night.
Cool. Okay, dude. Yeah, we'll definitely look at the calendar and let you know.
Yeah, I'll send you guys a picture or the flyer or whatever, and let you guys know what's going on. It was super secret. They kept it kind of private. I don't know why, but whatever.
All right.
Got you. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. You guys have a great night. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
All right. Thank you, guys. That was fun. Those guys were awesome. I love what they're doing. Just their characters.
Yeah,
everything
for sure.
about them.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably talk to them like another 40 minutes. Just like
for
sat
sure.
down and bullshit with them. Just like different things. And
no, they were fun. Yeah, they were really funny. Down to earth.
Made me feel old. A couple of those things. Like when I'm talking like Eric Church songs. Anytime people talk about church songs during high school years, I'm like, oh. No.
You weren't that far out of high school,
6
though.
years. I was 6 years out when church came around.
Was it 6 years already?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess so.
Crazy.
No, they were a ton of fun. I bet they're a blast to hang out with for sure.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't seen that video.
Oh, the ghost one.
So I'm gonna have to watch it now.
I'll show you before bedtime. Yeah, I'll show you. It's funny. I thought it
was funny. He was like, he had no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's why I like to throw a little
got a little
curveballs.
nervous. Like, what is this?
No, I like digging a little bit, and I love what they're doing with the improv and everything else. They're tying it all together, and like I said, especially giving these bars, these venues a voice, because dude, Joe's has so much history, and God, I would love it when they get Ed. Like when they get Ed, and then let me have them for a little bit, because Ed and I have some church talk. Like we got, that's the main thing with Ed. So I got to talk to him about some church stuff, because we have some history over there, man. Some badass shows, and I don't know, Joe's has been a place near and dear to my heart for years. So I love what they're doing over there.
Yeah, definitely.
So definitely check out Windy City Joe's podcast, Spotify, anywhere you guys find podcasts, look them up. Check out their YouTube stuff. Some funny dudes, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they seem like great guys for sure.
Yeah, dude, always a good time, and always a good time. So, what do you got going on this week? I got a lot going on.
I don't even know what I have going on. To be honest with you,
week. We got taxes.
Taxes. We have grown-up shit to do this week.
You do.
Doctor's appointments and taxes and work and
Grown-up shit.
Parenting. I don't know. It's super exciting, but
we got a good thing at the end of the week. We got church on Friday. Or I do.
You do.
Hopefully you do.
I got church next weekend.
We'll see. We originally planned taking the boys to we're still planning on taking the boys to Madison Square Garden, but I don't know if that'll be their first show anymore. We're gonna take them to Green Bay next weekend, but I don't know, man.
We'll see how they like it. It'll depend. It's a big long
night.
It's a long night for kids, so we'll see how they do.
We'll see if they make it through. If anything, I don't know what the hell we're gonna do with this 5-year-old. Definitely, Jackson, Michael, if you guys are listening, you guys have any like second city programs for like 5-year-olds and up, let me know, because we got to do something with this kid before he drives us crazy, man.
He's got so much energy.
He's a character. Dude, what do you do tonight? I did tonight. He like gave me the death stare, like literally the death stare. Like he doesn't say no words. Like I don't even know what I said. I said one word.
You know what he did to me earlier? I told him to be quiet. I told him to turn the phone down and be quiet. So he connected his wireless microphone is connected to my Bluetooth.
Oh my god!
So he connected my phone to his microphone and turned it up as loud as it would go. It was one of those moments where I was like, I'm going to kill you. But I was laughing
electric microphone. He goes up and down the halls of the house and puts on a show for everybody. It's funny, man. Yeah, I think he needs his own YouTube channel next, man.
I walked around the corner. He was laying in bed and he was just like talking to himself in the microphone.
We gotta get
that
him
was
signed
Grandma
up
and Papa. They got that for Christmas.
I gotta get him signed up for improv early because he's gonna be a funny one. I'm telling you. When he was young, I think when he was a year or two, I call him Mini Farley. I was calling him Mini Farley forever. I love that. Love it. All right, man. That was a fun night. So we're gonna be back tomorrow night. We'll talk about that here in a quick second. But thank you guys for joining us tonight on episode 121 with Jackson and Michael, the Windy City Joes. I love the passion and drive behind these two. Their interviews are some of the best. I love how they provide their own personal flavor to each episode. I want to wish them nothing but the best and can't wait to see what they accomplish in 2022 and beyond. I really think they're going to be a powerhouse. And I can't wait to see them grow and watch what they become. So don't forget to catch up on everything you missed from tonight and past episodes over at gainingfastonmemphis.com. And thank you guys tonight for connecting memories to melodies. Make sure to join us tomorrow, or I said Sunday here, but Monday. So tomorrow night we're gonna come back with Adam Hambrick. So he's gonna be back on tomorrow night, all rest up, feeling better. We cannot wait for this one.
Take two.
I am so excited for this.
Too.
So excited. I'm excited. I'm glad we rescheduled it. I was really I was pushing for the reschedule. I want to because I want him on top of his game. It's gonna be a good talk because we have history. Like there's history. We missed each other by a few years in a small town in Mississippi, and there's some cool stuff. So if you guys don't know who Adam Hambrick is, dig into him a little bit tomorrow. But come back tomorrow night, enjoy the story that he's gonna provide, and I can't wait. But we'll see y'all tomorrow night. Thank you guys for joining us again.
The Gainin' Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver is brought to you by Arlo Revolution. As we close the book on another chapter, remember, music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Next week, Aaron connects more melodies and memories with other fans and the artists they love. Thanks for being a part of this musical journey, and we'll see you next time on the Gainin' Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver.